I have a theory that if you mash every Liam Neeson movie together and make this giant Liam Neeson action marathon, everything will still make sense because he essentially plays the same character in all of them. But that doesn't make Non-Stop any less enjoyable. If anything, it makes it more fun, crazy, and over the top, and completely unrealistic in an almost laughable way. But that's just the way I like it. So Non-Stop, mind you, there's a hyphen in between, is Liam Neeson's most recent effort, and he's not saving his daughter anymore, thank God. This time around, he's an air marshal who has aborted a Non-Stop, haha, that's the title of the movie, from New York to London. I always like to compare Liam Neeson to Bruce Willis, but grittier and Irishier, where Bruce Willis cracks jokes every time he breaks someone's neck. Liam Neeson threatens someone on the phone for half an hour before breaking someone's neck. But like Bruce Willis, Liam Neeson's characters are always in the wrong place at the wrong time. This time is no different. As it happens, a terrorist is on the same plane and has this grand master plan of killing someone every 20 minutes if Liam Neeson doesn't deliver a certain amount of money into this bank account. And after a series of twists and turns, Liam Neeson himself is framed to be the terrorist. So now he has to find the terrorist, clear his name, and oh, by the way, save 150 passengers along the way. Piece of cake. Still, this movie plays suspense like it's nobody's business. And I kid you not when I say I was literally on the edge of my seat. There was this one scene where Liam Neeson asked everyone to put their hands in the air and there was no music and the suspense because you know and you don't know. Well, it's cooler in the movie, just go watch it. You know, I feel almost sorry for the bad guys in Liam Neeson movies because you know they don't stand a chance. Because they're up against Obi-Wan Kenobi's master. Yet they still want to fuck shit up. I mean, this whole hijacking situation happened over text messages. Why can't they just trace the numbers or something? There, problem solved. I mean, why bother? Why even bother? This guy goddamn trained Batman. Mind you, surroundings. I mean, why just kidnap someone else's daughter? Like a Kardashian, perhaps. Nobody in that family is capable of doing anything. Hijack a different plane and find a better excuse to do so. I mean, I don't want to spoil this movie. I mean, the last 30 minutes literally went no-brainer. But I was okay with that because, you know, it's a movie that came out in February, so we should be thankful that it didn't end up premiering on Lifetime. But once you figure out the motive of the hijackers, you just couldn't sit through anything anymore. Because the reason was just ridiculously dumb. I mean, no, not dumb, but it was, yes, dumb. Yeah, the reason was pretty dumb. The movie was directed by Spanish filmmaker, oh, I'm gonna butcher this one, Jaume Clegg Saha, who also made another action thriller with Liam Neeson a few years back called Unknown. Which is funny because the movie is virtually unknown to anyone. But I saw it and I enjoyed it. And I feel like Non-Stop has a very similar vibe to it. It's different somewhat from his other recent works like Taken and its sequels, Taken 2 and Taken 3, the reboot. Because in Non-Stop, we actually have a somewhat plausible, and I'm using this word very cautiously because from time to time this movie feels almost the exact opposite of plausible. But a cautiously plausible plotline instead of just shit exploding everywhere and car crashing every 2 seconds. Of course, it's got plenty of badassy moments, particularly towards the end when this moment happens, which I cannot say because this is an unspoiled review / rent. But it involves Liam Neeson and a gun. You're welcome. The one thing I enjoyed about this movie is that it plays around with the characters well. By that, I mean it manages to make everyone look suspicious while Liam Neeson tries to figure out the identity of the hijacker. And it works, because throughout the movie I was jumping back and forth between characters and making very wrong predictions of who the bad guy was. And I don't think the audience would guess it, you know, till maybe a few seconds before they review it. That's what I mean by suspense. I mean, in that respect, the movie is smart. Because it plays into the viewer's paranoia without compromising the storyline, or making it too trifled or tedious. After all, people went into this movie to have a good time. They're not expecting intelligence. This is not summer movie season. Actually. Also, there has been a lot of talk of how Liam Neeson is becoming this kind of action star in his 60s. People have complained that Liam Neeson has deviated from his earlier, more grounded works like The Schindler's List to the more Hollywood and blockbuster type of movies, and relies too much on what some refer to as phoned-in performances. That is Nicolas Cage, ladies and gentlemen. You see, the difference between Liam Neeson and Nick Cage is that people enjoy seeing him running after bad guys. People enjoy seeing him punching other people and electrocuting insignificant characters. People enjoy him voicing the lions from Narnia. Well, maybe not that one. But most of all, people enjoy seeing him threatening others on the phone with his particularly special set of skills. I always take that the wrong way. What people don't want to see is this, and this. Oh boy. You see my point? So let's all agree to stop arguing how old a guy has to be to jumpstart his action career. Mind you, Alan Rickman was in his late 40s when he was cast in his first movie role. Care to guess which one? And Samuel L. Jackson had only played comic relief characters in Spike Lee movies until his big break in '93 at the age of 50 for Pulp Fiction. If they can do it, why not Liam Neeson? Have you trained Batman lately? Overall, I would say that Non-Stop is a fun and suspenseful action piece. Both unrealistic and far-fetched in a guilty pleasure kind of way. But like I said, who cares? On a scale of 1 to 10, I would still give this film a 7. Because it's just illogically and trashily fun. And sometimes, that's all you need. This is Kev, signing out. Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga.